Hello, Carrie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So today's our main goal of our meeting is that we'll go over some review on what we did last session. And before that, do you want anything to drink?
No, thank you.
You're pretty comfortable at this position seating? Okay.
Yes.
So like I said, you were referred to the Julian Center by the Indianapolis Police Department, and I'm here to support you and find the resource you need. And I'm gonna walk with you throughout the full session time you're with the Julian Center and see how we can overcome the circumstance you're going right now. And like I'm not sure if you still remember, so if you have any crisis when during the week or the weekend where you're not able to reach me, hopefully you still have the number. It's 317-920-9320. So did you happen to have any crisis in this last 2 weeks? Nope.
Not in the last 2 weeks.
Okay. So today we'll be diving into more for me to get to know you from your background and see like your family history, your upbringing, and if you're taking any medications or to look at what all you've done and what you're hoping to gain from our sessions together. So then I'm here to help you and give the resource you need so you can overcome the circumstance you're in. Also, like I said, if you bring anything regarding harming yourself or your kid or anyone surrounded by you, I will have to report that by the federal law, and I have the right, like you have the right to ask me questions for sure. But whatever you say will be between you and me. Only certain things will be discussed with my supervisor or the police or the court if needs to be. Okay? Do
Okay.
you have any questions?
Not at this time.
Okay. So let's dive into more on like, could you like explain your upbringing as a child?
So I was adopted early on. I don't really know a whole lot about my father. My mom was addicted to cocaine. So obviously I was born addicted as well. My foster family does have a history of anxiety, ADHD, and bipolar, which I believe has kind of impacted my own health. Um, that's about all I know about my family. I've
Okay.
not disclosed the abuse to my adoptive family as well, so they don't know anything that's going on.
Okay. So I have a question. So while growing up with your foster family, do you feel any abuse from them on you?
No, not at all.
No, you're pretty comfortable around them. Okay.
Yes, just not wanting to disclose the abuse because I don't want them to think less of me.
Sure. I understand that. Well, we'll work on that for sure. So could you tell me more about your husband? Like, do you guys still keep in touch or how do you guys meet?
Well, we got married when I was 16. Um, and almost immediately he started sending me out for sex trafficking. And he's been very controlling. He's controlled all of the money, so I have nothing left. I would like to divorce him, but I'm not really sure how to go about that.
Okay. And did you try to leave him in during like after marriage when he was trying to force you to sex trafficking, or did you tell someone about it?
Not at that time. Kind of what changed now is I found bruises on my 1 year old daughter. And so the abuse has kind of transitioned over to her as well.
So, sure, I'm going to stop you. Carrie, I'm going to stop you here because, like you said, your child is, you see some bruise mark on the child. So that means I need to report that to the DCS. Of course, you're the mother. They're going to come and look at the situation. They're not going to take your child right away. We just need to make sure that child is safe, and your safety is very important to us too. So we gotta make sure that your husband stays away from you and your child as soon as possible. Okay.
She is currently staying with my foster parents. I, however, am
Okay.
not.
Okay. Well, but still, since she does have a bruise, so I need to report that because children are very important. And with our policy at Julian Center, while we work with our clients have different background, different certainty, but at the same time, with our policy, we need to report that because you're in danger, but at the same time, if your kid is in danger, we need to. I mean, I'm glad that she is with your foster parent, and that is a good thing. So he's not able to get to her. So the other question was for me, I mean, for you, is that did you try counseling or support group, any any of that?
I've not really known where to start. I have been having severe anxiety and insomnia, which I have been prescribed some medication for, but I am not really sure what the names of it is. And I'm currently homeless right now, so trying to get my medication has been a struggle as well.
Okay. So have you been to the hospital recently? Like to the
Not
ER?
recently.
Nope. So like are you out of the medication fully right
I
now?
am at this point, yes.
And you need some help to get the medication, I assume? Okay. We'll look into that. I'm pretty sure I think at the center we are able to help to a certain extent, but I'm pretty sure we can get you on Medicaid and look into the different aspects you can get. So where are you currently living then? If you're homeless, like are you staying with your foster parent or
I'm just trying to find places that I can sleep. I've tried homeless shelters, but I don't really feel comfortable in most of them. So I've just kind of wherever I can find a spot to lay down, I'll sleep there.
sure, you know what? I'll make a note of that. So towards the end of session that I'll let the office know so then we'll find some resources which could help you. So then if it works well for you, then you can bring your kid and it's important because the kid is only 1 year old. So she needs to be with her mother too. So it'll be nice. So I'll make a note of that so we can see if there's any places where because there are different organizations where they let mothers and like daughters who have gone through what similar to your case they can stay there, and with our center I'm pretty sure we're able to do something for you. Okay,
Okay,
well,
thank you.
I'll come back to that. Yep. So I have a question in terms of like, so from your foster parents, like are you close to the mother, are you close to your foster mother or foster dad or anyone from the family? Who are you more closer to?
I'm probably closer to my mom,
Okay.
but I don't really feel like I have that supportive relationship with her at this point in time.
Okay. Is that, do you feel because it was a distant when like you didn't want to disclose where you're coming from and they, since you said they also have anxiety and ADHD, so you didn't want to create, I assume that you didn't want to create any issues there.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to make some notes here. So you said you're taking some medication. Like, could you just give me like how many are there? You don't need to give me the names, but I'm pretty sure they're very long names. But just like, is it two or three, or
It's only two.
it's only two? Okay. So I mean, as I was reading to your reading through your file, I need some questions to be answered. This is more on you, like on your behavior and like on yourself awareness, because I know you said your maternal mother was addicted and you also turned that way in terms of like growing up. So are you able to are you fighting still or did you stop?
I'm not currently taking, however, with prostitution and sex trafficking, I am still around it quite often, but I've not been partaking in it.
Okay. And would you like for me to like give refer you to like a counseling support group or a center so then they can help you with your addiction or like how to come out of this environment you're put in, so then we can also like talk through other stuff through them so that you're able to get the resource, I mean support you need. Does that sound good to you? Carrie?
Yeah. I also just recently lost a friend who was a sex worker and having a little bit of a hard time coping with that loss. So I think a support group would be very helpful.
Sure. Yep. Okay. So thing is, so I mean, you kind of want a restriction from your husband. So have you approached any lawyers or any legal aid before you were referred to the Julian Center, other than the police station?
No, I'm not
Like,
really sure how.
okay. So the first process would be that we'll file a case, and with the help of the police department, we'll get a restraint order from the court, which allows him not to come to you or your daughter. And from there, we'll go step by step process to how to file the divorce. So then you're able to, you know, be yourself with your daughter. So we can look into that. So, Hope, thank you for answering all that question. Do you have any questions for me?
I would also like to go back to college to kind of further my education and do better for myself and my daughter. Do you have any recommendations?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not sure if you heard about Ivy Tech. So they have different programs there. You can do trade school, they have a trade program, and we can dive into different areas. What would you like to, I mean, what is your end goal, I guess? That's my question to you. Like, what or what field do you want to go into? Do you have anything in mind?
I think I want to go into just kind of helping sex workers get out of the situation that they're in, finding out why they're in the situation, and just getting them help.
Okay. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, we can look into different, like, I mean, Ivy Tech is the most common one, but there are other universities for sure. But we'll do the step by step process, Carrie. I'm not trying to discourage you, but the main important part, because you're at our center right now, is to help you first and your daughter. So then we can do, of course, I want you to go to college and be a good mother to your daughter. So we can do this. So, and I'll walk with you, not just here just pushing you to do stuff, but I'll walk with you through this journey. So then we both can make sure that you're on your path. So get there. Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, so Carrie, I mean, this would be like our final question, maybe, or my final question is that what are you hoping from this session with me, or like with the Julian Center? What are you hoping to gain from it, or what are your goals?
I'm hoping to get help filing the protective order against my husband,
Mhm.
working on filing a divorce. I'm a little concerned about the trauma that my daughter's gone through, being abused and then also seeing me be abused. I know she's only one, but that's very young and impressionable age. So just trying to find out what I can do to help her, and then of course the safety and shelter.
Okay. Okay. We'll look into that for sure. Then now, because your daughter, you said your daughter was abused too, but I want to put a thing there. I mean, pretty sure we have different opportunities where we can sit with your daughter and try to, like, wean off the abuse or the trauma she's faced. But I mean, you can also do that too. With you going through counseling, you'll learn, and I'm pretty sure we can find something for your daughter too. Is that something you will be willing to look into? Okay, so we can do that. So to wrap up our session, Carrie, I'm just gonna list the main points here, which you listed. So your main goal is to get your restriction order against your husband, file for divorce, and seek support in terms of self well-being and for your daughter, and getting the safety net in terms of housing, and get back on your feet so that you can go to college and provide for your daughter and come out of the issue you're facing right now, and also in the future help other sex trafficking people like to stop from getting into like a trauma or abuse. Is that all sound right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Carrie, do you have any other questions?
I don't think so.
Okay, so like I said, um, I need to report. I mean, I already said this to you, but since your child has been abused, I do need to let my supervisor know that. So that has happened. But it's a good thing that she's with your foster parents. So, but I'll just let them know as my duty and make sure. But if there's any follow up, we'll communicate with you. And for sure, you're going to be involved in it. Like I said, I'm here to support you and walk with you. So we'll figure that out for her. Then overall, so by our next session, if there's any need, like I said, call the crisis number. You have it. And if anything else, just drop by the Julian Center and we'll see how we can do anything else. But I will get in a few minutes, I'll walk with the outside to the reception and we'll look into different um, ways to get your medication and also a place for you to stay so that you can have your daughter with you. Also, you're not going from one place to another place and you feel safe also. Okay.
Okay, thank you.